My name is Jessey Choo. I'm Associate Professor of Chinese History and Religion at Rutgers University in New Jersey in the United States.
My name is Alexei Ditter. I'm an Associate Professor of Chinese at Reed College, which is in Portland, Oregon in the United States.
My research area, I'm a cultural historian of medieval China, and that's 3rd centuries to the 10th century. The main focus of my study is actually death, and I am studying how people manufacture their death and arranging their burial in order to claim a particular desirable identity.
I'm a professor of medieval Chinese literature, working mostly on writings from the 7th to 10th centuries. I'm interested in what people wrote and what they were trying to accomplish in their writings. So a lot of my work so far has revolved around questions of place, genre, and memory in medieval China. So our project here at Morphomata is titled Immortalized in Stone, Memory Making in Late Medieval China. And it's the culmination of our collaboration together working with a particular kind of material. In Chinese it's called Wu Zhiming, and in English we're calling it entombed epitaph inscriptions. But our collaboration on these materials for the last
decade.
10 years, yeah.
Yeah, for the last decades. So it started off with a conference panel that we organized focusing on different types of commemorative texts. And this is among one of them, especially inscription part. So then we start working on these materials and increasingly looking at this material from different angles, interdisciplinary, or asking different questions. One thing very lucky for us is that we have this kind of material in huge quantity that keep getting excavated, and we continually having fresh and interesting stuff to look at. I think that's also another reason why this particular kind of entombed inscription allows us to do the project that we're doing here at Morphomata.
Yeah, I mean, one interesting thing about this material, it's actually two reasons we find it to be really useful for a project getting at this question of the construction of memory in late medieval China. One is the material itself is this amalgamation of all kinds of different parts. You have genealogy, you've got these biographies that have often
very strange details.
Really interesting anecdotes in them, family squabbles. But you also then have details about the burial, about divination, and then also they close with a sort of poetic elegy to the deceased. And that in turn can sometimes restate or reframe information in the prose part. The other thing is these materials preserve the traces, sort of often sometimes messy traces of how the memory itself was constructed. I mean, for example,
have families basically fighting each other about who pays what, or
what they write,
and where the deceased is supposed to be buried.
So the sort of interaction between sort of the construction of memory and these other contexts are visible in these materials in a way that maybe not so visible in other kinds of materials we've looked at.
It's a real privilege and great opportunity to be here. We have already learned so much from our colleague, and it's a real opportunity because it's really hard for us to get that kind of international, scholarly discourse in the United States. So this is a good way for us to especially receive feedback on our projects, in which we have already received in abundance, and they have been extremely helpful.
Yeah. On top of that, I mean, the city of Cologne is really a wonderful place to be sort of based for doing this research. It's an incredibly rich city in terms of culture, in terms of history, and for the two of us personally, there's a lot of really interesting places here associated with the past, with the dead, built on top of Roman ruins, and we've really enjoyed having the chance to sort of explore the city as well while we've been here.